It was going to play exactly what MJ had to say, and then want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that there.
In a pickup game, who would I pick up? What 5 guys would I pick up to make sure I hold on to the basketball? Scottie Pippen for sure. Magic Johnson. James
Yo,
Worthy.
bro, it just kills me. Every time. Like, every time, you know, Mike never ever leaves Scottie out, really. Like, he always holds Scottie in a high regard. You know what I'm saying? So Scottie the respect. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Yes,
I got no chance of losing. None at all. Olajuwon. He was in the top 10 in 5 categories. Steals, rebounds, block shots, scoring, and shooting percentage.
Yeah, I see the title, man. Let's get to it.
As you guys know, Michael Jordan is widely considered the greatest player of all time. He has a perfect record in the NBA Finals. And with that, I think it makes his legend even more profound. Like, so many people, you know, are in awe of Jordan's legacy because he's undefeated in championship games. But what happened during the middle of?
I'm starting to understand why it's so important. You know, the fact that when he got there, he won. You know, I understand it just because when I lost my first championship as a young kid, man, you know, the feeling of getting there and putting all that work in just to come up short was so crazy, bro. So crazy, bro. I'm in the store crying as a young nigga playing. This is a football championship as well, y'all. Football championship. Me and all my friends that I grew up with, you know, we lost that motherfucker.
Of Michael Jordan's prime, he stepped away from the game of basketball for 2 years. Some say for a forced sabbatical. There's so many stories around that, right? But essentially, he didn't play for 2 years, right? And during that stretch, the Houston Rockets, led by Hakeem Olajuwon, you had Vernon Maxwell and all of these guys, Robert Horry, Kenny Smith, they went on to win back-to-back championships, being spearheaded by Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, I didn't watch Hakeem's full career because I was too young to see all of this stuff, although I've seen tape of him. I know that Hakeem Olajuwon has the best footwork. Him and Kevin McHale have been accused of having the best footwork of any NBA player in NBA.
Kevin McHale? I got to check out some more Kevin McHale, man. I see the little 1-2, but I wasn't really paying too much attention to Kevin McHale. I was paying more attention to Larry Bird, honestly. But we're going to see what's up.
History. But if you look at his resume, he's a 2-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP, regular season MVP, 12-time All-Star. He's been on 6 All-First NBA teams, 3 seconds, so that's 9, 3 thirds, so that's 12. He's been a Defensive Player of the Year 2 times. He won a Defensive Player of the Year 2 times. He made 5 All-First defensive teams, 4 seconds, so 9 All-Defensive teams. He was on the NBA All-Rookie team. He led the league, listen to this, in rebounds 2 times. He led the league in blocks 3 times throughout his NBA career. If you look at his career numbers, he's a 21.8 per game score. He averaged, think about this, 3.1 blocks per game. And in one season, Hakeem Olajuwon averaged 4.6 blocks per game. And he averaged over 4 blocks per game in a season 2 times. And damn near, no, 3 times. And the other lowest number after that was 3.9. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Then he also averaged 1.7 steals per game. This is outlandish. What the hell? 1.7 steals per game as a center? Do you know how incredible of a defensive player you have to be to average 3.1 rebounds?
That versatility is definitely unmatched, bro. And we've seen this when we react to Hakeem Olajuwon highlights. Shout out to you if you've seen it already. If you haven't, go check it out. It's on the channel. But, bro, Hakeem really... He could defend on the perimeter, and he got some moves on the offensive side on the perimeter, bro. He'll hit you with a little in and out a crossover. You know what I'm saying? Have you looking crazy? Oh, now I got the lane, bang out. I'm too big for y'all. You know, it get different, bro.
1 blocks per game throughout your career, and also average 1.7 steals per game as a center. Do you know the level of activity you have to have in the help defender and to be able to recover? This is incredible. This is incredible, actually. He averaged 2.5 assists per game, but then on top of that, he averaged 11 rebounds for his career. His career high is actually 14 rebounds in a game on 71% free throw shooting for his career. He didn't take threes. I'm not going to mention that. On 51% shooting from the floor. Now, here's something interesting about Hakeem. Hakeem Olajuwon, some people argue that he's the greatest center of all time. Some people even argue that he is the most skilled big man to ever play in the association. I mean, he gets that level of credit. And when you have players like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Amari Stoudemire, Dwight Howard seeking him out to learn his footwork, that goes to show you the caliber of player he is. So today I was going through the internet and I came across a clip of Robert Horry, who was Mr. Big Shot Bob, Rob, or whatever you want to call him. He had some incredible shots throughout his career, some even with the Lakers.
Okay.
And he was a teammate of Hakeem.
Yeah, told me.
And during this interview, he was actually speaking, I think, at the Hall of Fame, and they were asking him to talk about Hakeem Olajuwon.
And then he said, I really only knew him from people bringing him up in the LeBron debates, honestly, and the GOAT debates. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Something quite interesting about Michael.
People, you say he got 7 rings, but you know what I'm saying, he was never no big name like that. That's what people was, you know what I'm saying, that's the only time I really heard Robert Horry. You know what I'm saying?
Jordan, which was according to Robert Horry, the one player that MJ feared in his entire NBA career was actually Hakeem Olajuwon. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Robert Horry had to say here, and then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that.
Can you explain to folks who might not, again, be some of the young folks, what made Dream so special?
So, first of all, do everybody know who Hakeem Olajuwon is? Hakeem Olajuwon is, you should know how good he is when LeBron, Kobe, all these guys go to him for advice and on how to do his footwork. You know, this guy's footwork was some of the most amazing footwork you ever see. But his tenacity in the gym, I mean, like, you think he was mad during the game. He was even madder during practice if the guys wasn't practicing hard, or he felt like we wasn't putting forth the maximum effort. And that's what you want out of guys. You just want to come to practice and play hard, because if you go really, really hard in practice, sometimes it's easier in the game, because in practice, you don't have timeouts. In the game, you have timeouts, you have TV timeouts, but it goes to show you how great this guy was. You know, Hakeem Olajuwon is Muslim. And so during Ramadan, he's not allowed to drink or eat anything. So we had a noon game. And so you can't eat or drink anything until sundown. This guy still puts up 40 points, doesn't drink any water, doesn't have a meal before the game to get himself right. That lets you know how amazing this is. And if you ask Michael Jordan what one guy he ever feared, it was Hakeem Olajuwon. He used to call us, I'm scared of the big African, because he's from Nigeria. That's what he used to say, because, you know, and the people out who are Chicago Bulls fans, I know this question comes up a lot. They always wonder, those 2 championships we won in Houston, we would have won them with Michael Jordan would have been playing.
Robert Horry was on the teams with Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, I obviously realized it a little, but it really, I ain't know well, yo, bro, that's crazy. He was on those championship teams. What other championship teams was he on?
That question is yes, because they couldn't stop Olajuwon. We might not be able to stop Jordan, but they couldn't stop Olajuwon. We did have a guy that could kind of slow Jordan down in Vernon Maxwell. So before that question ever pops up, yes, we'd have won 2 championships if Jordan would have played.
So you heard what Robert Horry had to say.
What y'all think about that?
As I said before, Hakeem Olajuwon was the real deal. How do you know this?
And I'm tired
because
of this
even Michael Jordan himself said it. There's actually a video that we unearthed where Jordan was talking about NBA 2K. And during this clip, he was asked to list if he had a pickup game, what players would he choose? And amongst the list of players he selected, Hakeem Olajuwon was one of them. And then he even went on to explain why he chose Hakeem. Before we get into that, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the login from your mic. Just trying to subscription and Aura. So start your was going to play exactly what MJ had to say, and then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that there.
In a pickup game, who would I pick up? What 5 guys would I pick up to make sure I hold on to the basketball? Scottie Pippen for sure. Magic Johnson. James.
Yo, bro, it just kills me every time. Like every time, you know, Mike never ever leaves Scotty out, really. Like he always holds Scotty in a high regard. You know what I'm saying? So Scotty the respect what I'm saying? Come on,
Hakeem
bro.
Olajuwon.
Yes,
I got no chance of losing. None at all. Olajuwon. He was in the top 10 in 5 categories: steals, rebounds, block shots, scoring, and shooting percentage. You know what I mean? To have a big guy of his size to be in the top 10 in steals. Now you can assume that he would be in blocks, which to me shows versatility of what type of guy he really was.
So you heard what he had to say. And oh, by the way, for the person that hates Scottie Pippen so much, who was the first person he mentioned on that list? Was it not Scottie Pippen? The guy he did dirty? There you go. So you heard what Jordan had to say. I was listening to, what is it, a video, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, from Too Raw for Sports, and he was discussing, I think he thinks that Wilt Chamberlain's the GOAT in his list, but he was talking about how damn good. No. He was talking about Shaq and Hakeem, and I think he said that Hakeem Olajuwon, yes. He said Hakeem Olajuwon is a better center than Shaq. But the point is, a lot of people respect Hakeem. A lot.
Nah, facts. Let me know how y'all feel about Hakeem. Do y'all got him on your all-time great list? You know, maybe let me know how y'all got him on the all-time center list. My fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping over my words. I'm a little tired. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Click on the last reaction, turn on post notifications. Subscribe up here. Share it with your people, social media platforms. I'm out of here, man.